we are back. We are with it. Hope everything is good. Hey, Amanda. Hey, 351. Welcome back. Sorry about that. My girlfriend had an extra phone line that she doesn't use, so I put it in one of my old phones, but I remember why it is. I hate OnePlus phones. It was terrible. Um, anyway, I hope, can you hear me? Everybody good? Let me know if you can hear me because that's the important part. Awesome. Thank you, Amanda. Amanda, I'm glad you joined. I know I gave you a little grief about Anthony. I'm just messing around. I do that a lot. Uh, thanks, 351. Appreciate you, brother. So, Amanda, I don't know, yesterday, the day before, we were in a live, and I said something about living in Tennessee, and you said, guess where I'm from. So, I was going to ask, where are you from? Hey, Lydia, welcome in. Welcome in. We're fishing for catfish today. I've got some carp bait just in case I feel froggy. Um, but I don't have anything rigged up for it yet. Got 2 pieces of chicken breast out, and we got 2 pieces of bluegill. Glenville, Pennsylvania. That's a long way away, Amanda. And let me turn off my notifications. There we go. Sorry about that. That is a long way away. It's like in a whole other state. Well, so far, I don't see anybody else catching anything, so that, I guess, doesn't make me feel bad for not catching anything yet. We may have to move around. It would not surprise me at all if we needed to move around. I'm usually about 50 yards up the bank from here in a deeper area. This area should be fairly shallow. It's not the far shallow part, but it's getting there. Right back behind me is the very, very shallow part. And I've got probably a good 150, 200 yards of lake left the other direction. There's a walking track around like 3 sides of the lake, and I try not to get in there because setting up a camera and people are walking their dogs, running by, jogging, doing their thing, and you don't want to make them think, ooh, creep. Instead, I'll just sit here on the bank and talk to myself. Hey, Troy, good to see you. Lydia, good to see you. I'm doing great today. Thanks for asking. We're down in a suburb of Memphis called Bartlett, a lake called Appling Lake. It's the largest park lake around here that's owned by the city. I debated on going to another lake, which is International Harvester Lake, but my girlfriend knows this one, and she may come out. I don't know if she'll come out or not. I truly don't. Hey, Bullets and Barbecue, glad to have you in. Glad to have you in. Got 14 people in here and 4 thumbs up, which is 14 more people than I deserve, and about 8 thumbs up more than I deserve. So the ducks are out here. When I pulled up, they all came by and go, hey, remember us? We're hungry. I did bring a bunch of my croutons. For those that don't know, I'm sort of doing keto. When I do keto, I eat a lot of salad, and the salad packs come with croutons, and those are a no-no for keto because carbs and stuff. Let me get a pack of those things out and throw it in the water. Feeling is that. go feed the ducks here real quick. Let them know they're loved and wanted. And then you got the rest of his body's basically black, very dark. I'm going to turn us here real quick. See the riffles on the water there? Hopefully. That is those minnows I was talking about. So they're definitely having a good time. So I've got my fan out. If it makes too much noise, please do let me know. Hey, and I came pretty close on the camera angle. Just a little bit that way. Hey, Rod. Hey, Carl. Hey, Shipra. Hiking with Jackie Boy, good to see you. Leaf, good to see you. I think I got everybody. So we got 2 rods, or 4 rods out. 2 of them have hot dogs on them, and 2 of them have chicken breast on them. Haven't had any bites yet. Been live for, well, started about 20 minutes ago. I had to end one live because that phone was not behaving. It's perfect, of course. Galaxy Studios, good to see you. Good to see you. You're from Kolkata. I don't know where that is, but hopefully it's a lovely area. Sorry, I had to pull it just a little closer to me so I can read. My goal was to read off my other phone, but yeah, so much for that. Shipper, thank you so much. I'm glad that somebody thinks I'm beautiful. Oh, you meant the area. Yeah, I understand that. So we're just out having fun. I know this doesn't mean a lot to some of you, but to my regulars, I appreciate it. Just share a little channel update. I am up over 1,700 subscribers. A lot of that's from shorts, and a lot of those are people that aren't going to come back, but oh well. But my watch hours are improving. I'm up to around 2,000 total watch hours in the last 365 days. And in the last month and a half, it was 1,000 of them. So that is awesome for me. I appreciate everybody that has taken the time out of their day to come watch me fish or watch my duck shorts, or the 3 people that watch my snake shorts, because apparently people don't like snakes. Who knew? I haven't checked to see if the deal is still there or not, but if you check my channel, there is a live that was it live? No, it wasn't live. It was a video, about a 2-minute video. Did it, I want to say yesterday. It's from Walmart. There's some clearance reels. They are the Fluger President size 40, and I believe the 30 and 35 are also on sale. I know the Lady President size 30 and 35 they're the same size, same everything, just a different color than the Fluger President, the Lady President. They appear to be last year's model. There was a color change, is basically the difference this year. $30. They're normally 60 to 70. For catfishing, I would go with the 40 size. For bluegill, you can go anywhere from, I would always stay away from the size 20. That's about a 500 in any other series. And the spool diameter is just so small. They're not a sailor list, no matter. The spool diameter is so small that you get so much line twist. So I would definitely start with 25 on those. The 30, 35 would be good skipjack. Bass rods, even the 40 would be good for that. It all comes down to line capacity, right? Hey, Mike's Fishing Home, good to see you. Duke City, good to see you, good to see you. Durka, good to see you. What rod holders am I using? These are actually from Academy, they're H2OX. I don't recommend them, and the reason being, so they've got an aluminum spike, and then they have that plastic piece, but the plastic piece is above the aluminum spike ends, and if you take the plastic piece off and to nail in the spike, then it kind of, it'll damage the top of it a little bit. It'll be hard to get the plastic piece back on, and if you get the plastic piece, you're going to break it, and there you go. So getting them in the ground, if you're using a hammer, is just not an easy task. But they were like $4 or $5. I do need to get some good bank rod holders. I'm waiting on a sale, basically. Hey, Scotty. Let's see. I apologize, the blue is hard to see on here. You're funny, Scotty. Oh, and I was talking about the blues are presidents for $30. So they also have the combo for $50. It says it comes with a 2-piece 6'6" medium power rod, but I've read there's 2 different SKUs. Apparently, from what I read from other people, you may end up, if everybody can hear me, because I just got a strange noise to my headphone. You may get a 2-piece rod, a 1-piece rod. You may get a 7-foot rod. I don't know. I can't really tell you a whole lot on that. I can only go by what Walmart's site says. But it's hard to get a $20 rod and complain too much about it. Hey, NJ. Good to see you. Got 28 folks in here and 15 thumbs up. Appreciate each and every one of you. So last night, Ashley and I went out to go see a band, and the second set they started getting into too much country. She's like, we gotta go. She is not a fan of country. The problem is I was out there dancing to it too. I like it, but she's not a big country fan. So there's that. Hey, Stephen Curtis, good to see you. Appreciate everybody joining. So the fish count is somewhere between 0 and 0. And we got two pieces of chicken on 2 of the rods. Well, we got a piece of chicken on 2 of the rods, and we've got hot dog on the other 2 rods. So we got bells on all 4. So if something happens, we should hear. Now I will be checking bait periodically, because the bluegill here will peck the snot out of these chickens. It's amazing how well they can steal chicken off of the hook. Doing a double today, Scotty. Stephen, no, I haven't caught anything yet. It is a nice spot, Timalina. Thank you, appreciate it. It's a local city park called Appling Lake here in Bartlett, Tennessee. A couple of months ago, they had the kids fishing rodeo where they stock it with catfish. And I've caught a few catfish here, but I'm trying a different spot. Sounds like you're fishing. Yeah, NJ, you did not have the best day today, but that happens sometimes. Do not disturb is on. I don't want to get any noise out of mine. Yeah, here. Sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't feel bad when I saw that NJ got skunked earlier. We don't really do politics here. I don't know if you're thinking that's Trump's age or what, but let's be realistic here, folks. We all know who we're going to vote for in the election. No amount of screaming, hooting, and hollering about the other candidates going to change anybody's minds. Shut up. Sick of my Facebook feed being filled with just nonsense. I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to change my mind. And frankly, politics is divisive. What I really hate about politics is it's not about how good your candidate is anymore. It's about all the nastiness you can come up with about the other candidate. And I'm sick of it. Honest to God, I'm sick of it. The fact that we can't come up with better candidates sucks. as a nation, it sucks. Now, I'm done with politics. Mods are here. I got good mods. They will boot you for doing stupid stuff. If you're a kid that's getting into fishing and you want to watch and learn, you want to converse with us, that's great. If you want to say stupid stuff, get the hell out and don't come back. I don't mean to be mean, but come on, folks. We're adults here. Well, we should be adults. Thanks, MJ. Well, um, Scotty, you're actually very good with the kids. Mark, on the other hand, he's my inspiration for get the hell out there, come back. Prods, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Matt from Want to Be Outdoors. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I'm here showing off my face, basically, because I'm not showing off any fish yet. Ryan, I don't know if you realize this, but there's those things called bells on there. I'd hear them. Prods, no. And always, it's the fifth rod that's going to get hit. I don't know who TJ is, but hey, TJ. Kelsey, I am in Bartlett, Tennessee, which is outside of Memphis. I am at a lake called Appling Lake. It's a little park over here. Actually, the biggest park lake in Bartlett. It's owned by the city, at least. And I'm fishing for catfish. Oh, 351's TJ. I should know these things. I don't know why I don't. Thank you, Troy. You look nice too, baby. Here, tell you what, you know what I'm gonna do for you, Troy? I'm gonna go topless. There you go. I'm topless. Ooh. So, folks, those of you who aren't regulars around here, I do appreciate you being here. Hey, Ryan M. Thompson's Outdoor and More, just 3 miles east from the Watts Bar Dam over in East Tennessee. How long have we been out here? Well, I don't know. About 30 minutes, I guess. You want a nipple on my head, Matt? Really? Okay. You'll see there's a bunch of people in here that are mods. Most of those are going to be people who have channels. I recommend each and every one of them. Want to Be Outdoors also has a channel. Not everybody is mods here. So, Austin, let me help you out here. Appreciate you being here. Don't want to be a prick. Say my name is kind of silly, okay? It's not good etiquette. I don't understand it in the world. You know how to get me to say your name? It's real simple. See these people that are typing stuff in. Hey, 351, Thompson Outdoor and More. Good to see you. Duke City Fishing. See, all you have to do is interact. You talk to me, I'll talk to you. We don't do that. Say my name. It's ridiculous, right? That and make me a mod. Ain't gonna happen. Well, hey, certified schizo. I'm headed up to Toronto tomorrow. Realize that's not anywhere near Alberta because that's the Ontario side, but hey, work with me here. It's closer than I've ever been to the Alberta side. What am I using for bait, Tane? I'll tell you what, I am using chicken breast and hot dogs right now. Want to Be Outdoors, I'll tell you what, not only will I give you a shout out and make you a mod. Whoops, I think I just timed you out. Oops, sorry about that. Give me a minute. Report removed, put it on high. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Give me a second. Sorry, these buttons don't work as fast as I would like them to do. Getting set up for the live tournament league. Team Thompson on Fields to Water channel. Never heard of her. What's my PB catfish? I'll go on another rant real quick. It's about 23 pounds. I hate that question, and the reason I hate that question is it's a wiener measuring contest. Hey, nobody ever says, hey, what's your PB without coming back and going, oh, well, mine's this. Well, if you want to know what your PB is, just say, hey, my PB is this, right? That's okay. It's okay. You can just say, hey, my PB is, 94-pound channel catfish that doesn't exist. I don't care. It's hot outside. It is hot outside. Well, it's actually, I don't know, low 80s, I think. I've got a fan blowing on me. Well, Kelsey, I'm not using any lures. I'm actually catfishing. I'm using chicken breast and some hot dogs. And I'm actually going to go check my bait real quick. And you know why I'm going to do that? Because these little bluegill are some thieving little guys. Again, what some people think is good etiquette, other people don't. I'm just showing you my thoughts. Last time, and what that does is it just helps the bait up off the bottom. That flips off the line. love these rods. You guys actually make them really a purple color. These orange show up so well. For my reels, I got some real heavy. That's the 2500 C3 special. And one of the heavy version of Arctic. And rod. There's a gathering this year in East Tennessee. It happens in, I want to say May. Seems like a month. And sports rod by Triple City Anglers. You can find them online at triplecityanglers.com or triplecityanglers.net, one of the two. Oh, let's see. Jay Fishing Outdoors. No, sir, have not caught anything yet. I do talk to myself a lot. Kelsey, you can come to my spot. I don't care. You don't think my mic's working? Come on, dude. Don't give me that garbage. I'm sitting here with a headset in. Okay. Well, if y'all say you can't hear me, then I'll believe you. Can we hear me now? It says it's connected to my earbuds. Yeah, you can hear me now? Good, thank you. That's not good. Okay. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Make it use the earbuds. I'm supposed to be using the earbuds. But anyway, okay, so what I was saying is I'm using the orange rods, our 3 Uncle Lou rods. I'll put my earbuds in my case real quick. Let me know if you can still hear me. Okay, so can we hear me now? Sound like an old Verizon commercial. Same, yes, you can hear me? Okay. Well, then that tells me that, yeah, I'm not using my earbuds for whatever reason. Doggone it. I don't know a good way to change that during the stream, so we'll just go the way we are. Thank you, Mariah. Okay, so what I was saying is the 3 orange rods, those are Uncle Lou rods. You can find him on Facebook, Uncle Lou, L-O-U. He makes them in, I think the other color's a purple. I love these orange. They show up so good on camera. There's a blue rod back there. That is my girlfriend Ashley's rod. She won that at the gathering this year. It was donated by Triple City Anglers. It's called the Force Rod. Those are available as well. I believe it's triplecityanglers.net. If not, then I'm wrong. But if you Google Force Rod, Triple City Anglers, you'll find them, I promise. I am catfishing Austin. I got 2 pieces of chicken out, and I've got 2 pieces of hot dog out. The reels I'm using are all Abu Garcia 6500 C3s. 3 of them are catfish specials, and one's a carp special. They are the same exact rod, or reel rather, except for the color scheme. I'm assuming that's a link for Uncle Lou. Thank you, Want to Be Outdoors. Appreciate you, Matt. I believe Uncle Lou is currently out of rods, but he's got some on order. And I will tell you, so one of the problems with Uncle Lou, and pretty much any of these rods that you can't find in your local store. So it's not an Uncle Lou problem at all. It's a shipping problem is what it is. Shipping one rod costs a lot of money. Shipping 3 rods costs about the same amount of money. So that was my big problem when I started using Uncle Lou rods. Everybody talked about how great they were, and they are. But you know, it's mostly you want to touch and feel, right? So you buy one, and you're like, well, crap, now I gotta pay shipping again for the next one. So I believe I've got 4 of them, and love them to death. They're made out of S glass. So you got E glass, which is your typical fiberglass. You've got S glass, which is thinner, lighter, stronger, um, and then you got, of course, graphite and that kind of stuff. So the S glass gives you a lot of strength, a lot of, you know, bend before it breaks, whereas graphite, it's kind of like hardened steel, right? It doesn't bend as well. It breaks easier. It's stronger, you know, it's stronger for its weight, but it will break. I know, how is it stronger and breaks? I get that, but anyway, they tend to be, a graphite rod will break easier than a S-class rod will. End of story. Yeah, it's strong and sensitive. And I mean, these Uncle Lou rods, they've got aluminum reel seats on them. They get EVA foam grips. They've got stainless steel guides, high strength stainless steel guides. They're thick. Well, you know what, Austin, fishing is, if you're used to watching videos of people fishing, those are edited, right? Um, Fish don't come back to back to back to back to back. I mean, every now and then you get really lucky, but for the most part, that's not how it works. Um, Catfishing can be relaxing because you're sitting here, you're just waiting for something to happen, right? Um, so I try to be entertaining while we wait for things to happen. Um, for those of you who stay home during the day, during the weekdays, NJ Fishing Maniac and Fun Fishing Adventures are 2 channels you'll want to check out. They go live during the day a lot. Anthony J All Day is another one that goes fishing during the day a lot. Hey, Jay Fishing Outdoors. Have I caught one yet today? I have not. But if I do, and you stay tuned, you'll be the first to see it. Hey, Billy, good to see you, my friend. So a lot of these live streams are about hanging out with each other. There's a bunch of good folks in here. They'll chat among themselves. You'll see them all saying hi to each other. A lot of these folks all know each other through the catfish community. We're a tight-knit community. That's all there is to it. We help each other out. We know each other. We sit and shoot the crap. If you want fish after fish after fish after fish after fish, I don't know how to help you. If I did, it would help me. And I'd catch fish after fish after fish. My favorite kind of fishing, Austin. So that's a good question. For doing videos, live streams specifically, my favorite kind of fishing is going to be catfishing because of what we're doing right here, right? We got some rods in the water. Hopefully we catch something. If we don't, oh well, we'll live. I do like pan fishing. That's going to be something where you get more action during the day. You know, you usually catch 20 to 30 fish, but for me, it's a cast retrieve type method, much like bass fishing. And it's hard to interact with the group when I'm casting and retrieving the whole time, right? So that's that. Hey, Dawson. I also love saltwater fishing. And it's, again, you can do it both ways. You can do the cast and retrieve method, or you can do the marinate and wait version. Which reel, Cold Creek? Dawson, I'm not getting a bite. I've got bells on all 4. Thanks, though. Okay, so Andrew, let me tell you about how to handle catfish, okay? So you come at it from the belly, right? And so heads up, you got those 2 side fins, they go here. So they're sitting, you're wrapped around the fish, and the fins are what keeps it from sliding through, okay? Dorsal fin can't get you, one on the back. 2 side fins can't get you because they're up here, right up in here, okay? That's how you do it. You unhook him, toss him back. I see people especially saltwater videos, they will pick the doggone fish up by a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers, because they're scared. Okay, I got stabbed by a gas tail catfish last time I was in Florida, and I don't see the hole anymore. If you do get stung, I realize it's an old wives' tale, and people will tell you it doesn't work or it does. People will swear by it. Some people tell you it doesn't work. You rub the slime of the fish in where you got stabbed, okay? And it takes the pain away. It works. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. The new PC Fun. Okay, so Billy, thank you for asking. Sorry, when I started asking about new reels, and I'm bad about having too many new reels. So the PC Fun Alios 400, I have not taken it out yet, and the reason being I put 50 pound braid on it, and I can't bring it out to a park lake with 50 pound braid on it and not laugh at myself. The fish I'm talking about is good for now Goliath groupers. To my knowledge, no, in Florida you can. There is a very limited window where you could take a Goliath, and it has to be below a certain length. But the Goliaths can get over 500 pounds. They're amazing. But I like saltwater fishing. My girlfriend's dad has a place on the Intercoastal, and I'll sit out on this dock. And last time I was there, I got broken off twice by whatever hit the rod or hit the bait. It was a live pinfish. It just started peeling drag, and it didn't stop. One got me wrapped around a pole, a dock next door, and the other one, I started trying to tighten the drag down, and it either bit me off or, I don't know, there was a fraying line or something. And that was with 30 pound braid and 40 pound mono leaders. So next time I go back, I'm going back with those PC Fun Alios 400s. 50 pound braid on there. I don't know what I'm going to use for the leader, but it's not going to be weak. And there you go. Yeah, saltwater fishing is daunting for that exact reason, Matt. And I guess it's because, the first 20, I'm 20, don't you know? First 50 years of my life, I've spent fishing freshwater. And I've stayed in this general area. I've been down to Texas, and I've been up to St. Louis. But for the most part, my fishing has been for the same species. Whatever, your sunfish species, your largemouth bass, your catfish, white bass, sand bass, whatever, stripers, hybrids, right? That's what we have. Yes, there's some areas that have walleye. Yes, I've caught a few rainbow trout that were stocked. But it's easy to know what the species are. And again, that's maybe because I just grew up with them, and I know what you can keep and what you can't keep. And when you get into saltwater, oh Lord, it's like you don't know where to start. Like if you catch a catfish, right? You're like, well, at least I know it's a catfish. So is it a channel? Is it a blue? Is it a flathead, right? But even if you've never caught one, hey, it's got skin, it's got whiskers, and it's not a bullhead, it's catfish, right? Well, you get down in Florida, you got some that have very small scales, but it feels like it's just skin on them. You got some that the shapes are so similar, and the penalty for keeping a fish that you should not keep is steep. It's a pretty good fine. Somewhere in the $500 range per fish. So if you watch my shorts or my live streams that I did when I was in Florida, I caught a croaker. I didn't know it was a croaker. It was making noise like a croaker. I should have known it was a croaker. I thought it was a redfish, but it didn't have a red spot or a black spot on its tail, but it had the right shape, right? And I actually took a picture of it. It's like, Google says it's croaker. I'm like, yep, it's croaker. I should have known that. I caught a couple of sand perch, which I misidentified, or white perch. I misidentified them as, I said perch, trout, sorry, sand trout, white trout. Misidentified them as speckled without the specks on them yet because they were small. I thought maybe they were like the reverse channel cats where, as they get bigger, the spots wear off, fall off. I guess they fall off. I don't know. I've never seen the spots just laying on the bottom of the lake, but you get the idea. But no, they were white perch, but it had those two fangs in the front. So it's like as soon as I saw that mouth, I'm like, I know what I think this is. So anyway, hey Cindy, good to see you, Cindy. Where you been, Cindy? Hey, bruh. Hey, Marshall's life. Caught anything? Not yet, not yet, not yet. But I'm trying really hard. Dawson, do I like deer hunting? I do not hunt. Um, and I'll give you a story about that. As I grew up thinking I would hunt, and if you go walking in the woods without a gun, you will see deer. If you go with a gun, or if I go with a gun, not a deer in sight. And I grew up on a farm. I was a good little redneck kid, right? I was filthy from head to toe all the time, didn't care. Went fishing with chicken livers. Now I think those are gross because they are. Um, just because they're gross. I don't like salmonella. I mean, I'll touch chicken breast, but still I don't feel good about it. Um, and I mean, my dad, he butchered hog, he butchered some chickens and stuff like that. That was. It's not that I'm against hunting, but I'm against trying to figure out what I would. I'd be the guy that shoots a deer and says, "Crap, now what?" You got to field dress it. And I was in Gander Mountain one day and saw a product called the butt out. And for those who don't know what that is basically it cuts around the anal orifice so that you can pull the guts out and not break the digestive tract, in theory, right? Yeah, black drum and sheep's head do look very familiar, Jay Fishing, but what I will tell you, so your black drum, the mouth faces downward. It's a bottom feeder. And of course, now the black drum, they will lose their stripes as they get older. That's when they become the big uglies, and they're usually infested with worms and nobody eats them when they get that big. The sheep's head have what look like human teeth, and the reason being they eat barnacles. Barnacles are usually on vertical structures, not necessarily, but whether it be a ship, whether it be the dock pilings, etc., and they just go, and that's how they pull them off. And then they crunch them and all that fun stuff. And I'm going to try to switch my camera around so that y'all can see the parade of the ducks. And I mean, there's just a whole ton of them. Apparently somebody's on the other side about to feed them. Or they think it is. And they are headed that way. So anyway, I love the ducks here. They do have geese here, and I hate them. Geese are nasty, nasty creatures. Oh, I have to show you this. I've shown them before in some of my shorts. This one right, where is it? Put my finger in the right spot. That black one, those are, well, he is a mallard. He's got the green head, but he's very, very dark. The one to the right, to the far right, is also another mallard. I don't know what he has been crossbred with, but he doesn't have like those telltale. He does. You can see some of the blue in his wing, but not like the mallard on the right. And the other ducks, I should know what they are, and I don't remember what they are. But yeah, I mean, so you live in Florida, you understand. I mean, like mangrove snapper and a bluefish. I mean, they don't look exactly alike, but they have a similar shape. And I'm telling you, those croakers, I thought for sure it was a redfish that didn't have a spot on its tail, even though it was croaking like a croaker. Most of what I catch down there are pinfish that I use for bait to try to catch something else. Last time I was there, the sheep's head had already moved out. They'd done their spawning and stuff, and they went back to where it is they hide in the deeper water. Yeah, well, the black duck is a male, yes, but the other one is a mallard. It's also a male. The female mallards are the brown ducks that have the blue in the wings. So, I have caught a permit. I have not caught a pompano for sure. I thought I caught a couple of undersized ones, but they may have been undersized jacks, because there you go. Pompano, Jack Crevalle, permit. I think there's another one that also, they'll look very similar to somebody who doesn't know any better. And guess who doesn't know any better? You got it. Um, and I had caught some sand trout the last time I was there, but I didn't know they were sand trout then either. They didn't have the teeth. And some people on the internet told me they were sand trout. I don't know if they were, to be honest with you. But it was one of those things where if I don't know what it is, I throw it back. That thumbs up keeps popping up on the screen when you touch it. If you touch it twice, it comes up. And if you touch it 3 times, I don't know. I got 43 people in here and 32 thumbs up, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So to those who have just arrived recently, the fish count is somewhere beneath the number 1, closer to 0, maybe -1, don't know. Okay. We're fishing with 2 of the rods have chicken breast on them, and 2 of them have hot dog piece. Normally I fish deeper water here in this lake, but I haven't had a lot of luck, so I thought I'd come to the shallow end and try here and see what I could come up with. And well, so far I haven't even caught the skunk. Hey, Mr. Rogers, you are a brilliant man. You are the smartest guy I've ever met. Double tap the rod that you think will get hit first. That is amazing. That's almost as good as shout outs of $20 smart super chats. I don't think anybody's paid NJ off for that yet, but I've tried. So I love ducks. I hate these Canadian geese. Those things are nothing but poop machines. So there you go. Oh, let's see. So what's going on with you guys? I haven't talked to y'all in a while. That's right. 4 rods, no fish. It's kind of like when Scotty goes out with 2 rods and no fish, but twice as much. Well, Dawson, you know, the common wisdom, which is actually incorrect, is that fish the deepest spots you can find, and that's where the catfish are. And that's not necessarily true. You will find catfish shallow year-round. You will find them deep year-round, unless the thermocline's there. But even then, catfish can survive without fresh oxygen for a little while, and they'll go down below the thermocline and eat the stuff that's falling down there dead because it couldn't breathe below the thermocline. It's actually a fairly cloudy day. It has rained today, so the air temps are in the mid 80s. The sun's not beating down. So anyway, tell us about your rods. Bell Cove Creek. I've got 3 Uncle Lou rods. Those are the orange ones. And then the blue one is a Force rod by Triple City Anglers. Winter Green Bean, thanks for coming in. We have not caught anything yet, but with your help, love, and prayers, we could. There's only one way to find out, and that's to stick around. The green screen I'm using is actually from Knobs Catfishing, where everyone that joins that stream is, in fact, a knob. Oh, wait. I joined that. Let me rethink that insult when I get back to you, okay? You sub to no BS. What the heck, Jay Fishing? I mean, just because he's better looking and catches more fish, that is no excuse, my friend. No excuse. I feel besmirched. There is no green screen. They've seen me touch the rods. I mean, and you know me, if you stick around long enough, I'll probably fall in the water. Thanks, Jayfish. I was just giving you some grief, man. We're all friends here, all having a good time. If there's anybody I haven't said hi to, it's because I can't read. Because I have a short attention span, things like that. Mr. Rogers is here to see me jump in the water. That does not surprise me. 54 people here with nothing better to do with their lives, and I appreciate each and every one of you. 34 thumbs up, which means that at least 20 of you think they suck. I don't blame you. I kind of thumbs down myself too. I'll take that $5, Matt. I ain't scared of you taking your money. And folks, if you like seeing stupid stuff, if you go check out one of my shorts, it's literally of me falling over, sitting in the chair and rolling backwards. It's a steep grade here. I knew it when I sat in the chair, but I thought, maybe I can sit in this chair and not look like a dang fool. Turns out I was wrong. A lady up there, caught her a little bluegill. So apparently catching fish in this lake can be done, just not by me. Griffin, I probably do. I don't know why we crack you up. I mean, the more baits in the water, the more chances you got, right? And bye, fishy, fishy. That could have been bait, but it wasn't. We all have the types of fishing we like, Griffin. And, if you're one of the people that likes to chase largemouth bass, I don't make fun of you for it much. If I'm doing a live stream, I'm not keeping in these fish anyway, right? So the better chance I have of entertaining you folks, the better off I am, right? So that's why more rods. Oh, you can make fun of me. I mean, look at this face. I have a face for radio. I mean, and we make fun of each other. Please don't get me wrong. There's a nice lady that is a good friend of mine that she goes out and we give her grief for having 7,000 rods on it. But that's what we do. We rib each other. It's cool, right? Well, circle hooks make it hard to snag something, don't you know? Ooh, wow, I'm already practicing for being in Canada, don't you know? Hey, roll on the ground. Do you know how much goose crap is in here? No, thank you. No. No. Like Godwin, he's a handsome feller. I don't mind looking like Godwin from the Duck Dynasty. I may not have to talk a little slower, but otherwise. Well, actually, Travis, that area is not nearly as bad. Hey, Greg, welcome in. I'm using, 2 of the rods have hot dogs on them, and 2 of them have chicken breast. Nothing special with the chicken breast, just basic chicken breast. If I order the family packs from Walmart, and you have to trim them up, and I use the trimmings as I set them aside for bait, and if I let something sit in the fridge too long, it becomes bait, kind of thing. Yes, Dawson, I have fallen out of a kayak and a chair. Not at the same time. So let me tell you about that, Dawson, that kayak. So that was a rental kayak. It was a cheap little, I don't know, Sun Dolphin or Pelican, which is what they use at the rental places. I'm sure I was over the weight limit for it. It was a sit inside, and they're kind of, the bottom of them shaped like a canoe, basically. They're easy to roll. And I don't have a lot of flexibility. I'm a big guy, and I'm an old guy. So I was trying to reach the rod holder behind me. Actually, I think it was over on this side. And to put the rod in it. And I couldn't. So I scooted my butt to one side, and I was leaning over that way. And I actually thought that I wasn't compensating enough, so my butt was too far one side, and over I went. I did see Wild Hook using the hot dogs and cheese whiz. Rhea came up with that idea, and he took it to the bank. I thought it was funny. I mean, better cheddars and stuff like that people will fish with for a while. Yeah, hit my head. Tap it twice. Ooh, I'm down to 35 people, but still have 36 thumbs up, so I'm ahead on thumbs up there. Not NJ Fishing Maniac kind of numbers, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I was going to go out this morning, but uh-oh, y'all hear that? Somebody was trying to ring the dinner bell. You know, once you know you're going over, you just commit to it. I mean, I tried to fight the chair, but there's no point. And with a sit-on kayak, like a fishing kayak, there's really, you're better off if you think you're going to go over to just jump in the water and be done with it. And the reason being, that way you don't flip the kayak. Because when you flip the kayak, that's when all your stuff goes everywhere. And Scotty says it's turtle. And if anybody knows turtle bites, it's Scotty. Probably his first rod. A little bit like a little blue insult, yeah. I did bring it. I did bring some pack bait in case I wanted to go carp fishing, but I don't feel like tying up another rig and just go for a carp feed. I don't know if there's any common carp in here or not. I kind of assume there are, but there are a couple of koi. At least there were in here. You hate fish? Or is that turtles? I guess that's turtles. Everybody hates turtles. Diana, how you doing, darling? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. We're having a good time counting as high as we can to zero. Our duck friends are walking by, so let's say hi to them real quick. There's that real mallard, and then there's that black mallard. It's such a pretty, just a very beautiful, beautiful duck. And I assume rare. I hope somebody doesn't get the brilliant idea that he needs to become dinner. Favorite cat to catch? Now that's a hard one. I'll buck the trend and tell you I'm not a fan of channel cat to eat. If you do fish for channel cat, and they're fine eating, but along the backbone there's about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch line of fat all the way down the side, all the way up the back on both sides. So I get rid of those. Yeah, nobody wants to be a common carp. I understand that. So my favorite to catch is probably going to be a flathead. But I also love catching blue cats. I like any kind of catfish for catching. I mean, the one thing that I would say, since we have some people in here that are maybe not regulars in the catfish community, and that would be, if you catch one over about 10 pounds, consider at least releasing it. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, once you catch it, it's your fish. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it. But blue cats and flatheads, it takes about till they're about 10 pounds before they get to breeding age, to where they can reproduce and make more catfish, right? Plus, as they get bigger and older and they get more toxins in them and you get more fatty and that kind of stuff. So really the best ones you can eat are, under 10 pounds to begin with. Yeah, flatheads, they do take a long time to get big, and bass fishermen hate catfish, especially flatheads, because you know what flathead eat? They eat other fish, and it's like sacrilegious to eat a bass or something. So bass fishermen tend to hate flatheads. Flatheads are good eating, but harvest responsibly. Prods, thank you for coming in, my friend. appreciate you sticking around. Hope you had a good time. And if you did, hit the like button, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and it'll let you know when I go live so that you can come in and laugh at me getting skunked again. Been on this stream for an hour. We had one for about 10-15 minutes earlier, but it was on another phone. And OnePlus, I hate that phone. I had to change SIM cards so that I could use one that still has data left on it for the month. Yeah, flatheads, you can decimate a population of flatheads. Muddy River catfishing over in New Mexico. He used to talk about the creaky fishes, and you know how when he was a kid there were flatheads. There were a lot of flatheads, and now it's hard to find any because they don't reproduce as much, they don't grow as fast, and there you go. But they are good to eat, so there's that. Yeah, your channel cats, those people always say catfish are bottom feeders. All they do is they eat garbage off the bottom, and that's your channel cats, right? Channel cats, they will eat cut bait. They'll even eat live bait, but most of the time they're going to be, they go for the easy meal on the bottom, scavenging, if you want to call it that. Your blue cats, the smaller ones will do that, but your bigger ones, you know, they're, you know, animals just like us, right? There's things that they like to eat more than other things. Your flatheads typically are going to want something live or fresh dead. Channel cats, nasty, stinky, they love it. Beats me, whatever. Yeah, they will chase down their food. Flatheads, they tend to like structure. They want a place where they can hide and feel comfortable and just kind of hang out and pick off things that go by. Your blue cats are like that too. They will they'll hole up in the bottom, or they'll get at the edge of a drop off or something that's coming their way and wait for dinner to come over them and smack it. I have never tried duck either. You know, the chefs talk about duck all the time and how great it is, but then they also talk about how great duck fat is, and I'm telling you, people like chicken fat. I can't stand chicken fat. Oh, ugh. Fat just, the texture is horrible. On the other hand, I will cook in bacon grease and have no problems doing so, and I'll eat bacon, which is like 98% fat, but anyway. And then there's also a difference between, I don't know what just happened over there. If it was a duck, yeah, it was a duck going under. Do you know there are different types of ducks? I mean, we all knew there are different types of ducks, but there's, I forget what they call these kind. Not the species, but there's basically there's the kind that mostly swim or hang out on land, and then there's the diving ducks. And the diving ducks, you know, those mallards are not diving ducks. I mean, they will go underwater, but you know, like cormorants, they will, which are not ducks, I understand, but cormorants they'll go underwater and swim around looking for something to catch to eat. Anyway, and of course, you know, your farm-raised duck, or whatever you want to call that, it's not as gamey tasting, from what I understand, as wild duck. And mallards are one of the most prevalent duck species and one of the most harvested duck species. So they're not, you know, they're not endangered or anything like that. I want to say the other ducks are black ducks that we saw, but I can't verify that for sure. Ooh, I see a snake. No, I don't. It's the edge of a rock sticking up. Kind of look like a little snake head just sticking right there. Ooh, that. Oh, it was a snake. I was wrong. It was a snake. Little baby one. I live in Tennessee. We're real easy here on snakes. We've got copperheads, cottonmouths, um, which is the same as a water moccasin. The cottonmouth is. We have pygmy rattlesnake, and we've got another rattlesnake. But so telling your venomous snakes from your non-venomous snakes is kind of easy here, if you try it all. And one of those things that we always heard as kids was the arrow-shaped head. Well, aside from some very round-headed snakes, most of them have you can see an arrow if you look hard enough, right? Water snakes are no exception to that. They look like they have, it's got some kind of a triangle, right? A little bit, not like that, but and they can flatten their heads or suck their neck in or whatever it is, and make themselves look more like a venomous species. But on the side of a copperhead, you'll have what the dark patches look like this, like little Hershey's Kisses, not big Hershey's Kisses. And the dark spots are very narrow over the back, if at all. And the cottonmouth is somewhat similar because the cottonmouth and the copperhead are related, actually. Your water snakes are going to have the dark spot is on the back is going to be the wide part, and it goes down narrower. They call them saddles. So it's real easy here to identify a venomous from a non-venomous. So there is no such thing as a poisonous snake. They're just venomous, but it's used interchangeably, and I'm not going to be that guy. But just some people get really crabby about calling a snake poisonous. And now, people will say that they've been chased by water moccasins. Typically what happens is the water moccasin safe space is behind you, it's in front of you, so it's not coming after you, it's trying to get to its safe space because it feels uncomfortable, if not threatened. Now, if you try to mess with it, it will attack you, yes, but you attacked it first, so there's that. They just want to get to their safe area. And if you're between it and its safe area, then yes, it's going to come your direction. Your copperheads, they like to hide behind logs and stuff and catch things going over, and they don't know what's coming over, so your ankle looks as good as anything else to them. So you always want to be very careful when going over a log. I tend to try to step on the log and then jump over it from the top. Anyway, but your water snakes, they are some curious critters. They will come up to you and say, "How you doing?" Because apparently they don't have enough friends. I don't know, but they're very curious animals. I was wearing hiking boots and standing in just that much water, and I had two of them that swam right up to my boots, and I didn't care because one, I knew they were water snakes, so they could, even if they did bite it, it wasn't going to get hurt. They weren't going to get through. Water snakes will bite, but they don't have venom, they don't have fangs, they can break your skin, they can actually make you mildly sick if you get bitten enough times, but that's bacteria, not venom. So, there you go. There's my spiel on snakes. And then there's also the coral snake that looks like a king snake. I remember the correct. It's black touches red of the kid. I don't remember. Anyway, one combination is coral snake. Coral snakes, they just aren't prevalent to begin with. The other thing is, so if I see a king snake or whatever it is that looks like it, or king snake, corn snake, I don't know. You know, I'm going to avoid it. I don't have to worry. Easy enough, right? Most people that get bitten by snakes get bitten because they played F around and find out. And they F around and they found out. So, there you go. That's my snake loving for the day. Oh, people didn't like the snakes. They left. 26 people, 37 thumbs up. I bet some of y'all could hit that thumb. Ooh, 42. It went up. But some of y'all could hit, if you double tap that screen, that will send a like my way. Tell people that you like my stream, and they'll come join and hang out with us. And I don't know if my chat is frozen. Last thing I see is deep fried duck. So either everybody got quiet, I don't blame you, our chat's doing its thing. Somebody comment real quick. Let me know if that's what's happening here, or if I'm just stupid. I'll try switching camera angles. Let's see if that wakes things up. Sometimes that will make things move again. And so if my chat is in fact frozen, the good thing is, I'm sure my mods will answer questions for you. Let me see, there's a plus. What does a plus do? Ooh, I can start a poll. I don't want to do that. 8 polls. What's that one going to do? Oh, here, let me turn on my chat filter to all messages. Oh, there we go. You're stupid. Thank you so much, FFA. Oh, yeah, I have missed a lot, haven't I? Hey, Lloydie, it's good to see you. Hootie Hoot 227, what's up? Anybody I missed? Asher the Dragon, Julian, there we go. So anybody I've missed, I apologize. I will say howdy, howdy, howdy. Yes, I'm fishing for catfish. I got 2 rods that are running off chicken, and I got 2 rods that are running hot dogs. We had one somewhat hit earlier. The bell rang. We were all thrilled. And the bell stopped ringing, and we got less thrilled. I'm going to check the baits here in a few minutes. Hey, Paul, good to see you, my friend. No luck yet, but, you know, the day's still young, and NJ got skunked earlier. Not that I'm using that as an excuse, but I am using that as an excuse. If NJ can't catch anything, then definitely, you know, what do you expect out of me? So I will be out of pocket till Friday of next week, up in Toronto. If there's anything fun to see up there, I'll probably post something. But anyway, Asher, there's a really good possibility. I mean, there's between a 0 and 100% chance I'll catch something. Just, you know, I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but it could happen. We got Ding Dong Ditch. Who'd you get Ding Dong Ditch by? You want to hear that bell ring? I do too. I want to see one of those rods bend over and, well, not you, Rod, from Rod's Fishing Adventures. Please, no. Please, please. Thank you. No, no. Yeah, Matt, I'm a little curious. I have not flown. God, it's been at least 10 years. And, Ding Dong Ditch, they did do that. They definitely, the catfish did that. And I've never flown internationally. I don't know what to expect. So I'm a little antsy about that, but of all the places to go internationally, Canada's got to be one of the easiest. Burrito, Lisa, how you doing? I am trying to take it easy on that chair. Oh, man. You know, you talk about how you don't have any fish, and then literally on top of the ground, going by, I don't know what I've done here, what y'all can see, what you can't see, but there is a nice little worm. So he does not want to be my friend. Let's see if I want to get all my rods in where you can see them. There we go. So from Mr. Worm here. Try to help me. Okay, stay. So I've got a little bitty trout magnet. I'm going to put a little piece of worm on that trout magnet. Toss it out there and see if I can't get one in bluegill. Trying to up the bait game. I really expect the bluegills to be right on these rocks. Here we go. We've just upped the bait game. And we were fishing on credit. Now we're going to be fishing with bluegill. This bluegill is way too big to be fishing this hole. Come on. No, no, come on. Like I said, that bluegill is too big to be fished whole, but we're going to do that for right now. Let's see what we can come up with if we can find us another one. But I want those little bitty ones. He got my worm. Tough as skin little. Warm out for a while. Oh, you can break off easy enough. Okay. Well, that was a nice one. It was a little bitty. That was exactly what I wanted though. There we go. That is perfect. This bait was as big as he was. Get in there for a second. Bring in the chicken rod. That's a little green sunfish. I love these things because they are hardy as they can be. They stay alive real well. Some of them. I could not ask for a better sized bluegill than that one. Hey, Dreamweaver, welcome in. Anybody I've missed, welcome in. Not ignoring you, I'm busy trying to get some bait. So right now we've got two bluegill out. One that is too big to use as whole, live, but it is. Another one perfect size. One piece of hot dog and one piece of chicken. How's that for the tiniest bluegill we've ever seen? And actually green sunfish as well. That was my other hot dog piece. And it was fishing on credit. Another little bluegill. I need to be somebody better. I don't think I've mentioned this, but I am using circle hooks for the catfish baits. So I'm not real worried about having to set the hook with another little tiny fish. There we go. That was something important. Oh yes. We got us a fish, folks. We're about to turn this into a fishing show. We got us a. Oh! Hey, are you keeping fish? Got us a nice crappie. Nice crappie. We're gonna let him go. Look at that. A good looking crappie. That is a white crappie. You can see from the stripes on him. Black crappie do not have the stripes. Or it's the other way. It's definitely one or the other. And that was off of that little bitty green sunfish. So we got that other one we just caught. spot it was in. That was a nice crappie. Especially for this pond. Usually by the time they're keeper size, first time they're caught, they're on somebody's dinner plate. That was actually 2 fish. Lost both of them. So I'm fishing this little, where water comes in. There's rocks right here. There's no water coming in. Most people like this area. And they are green sunfish, and green sunfish love rocks. I've fished before where it looked like you could see everything that there was, but there would still be green sunfish hanging out under the rocks. So come out. Oh, it seems to be hungry. This is my last original bait. This one's going to have chicken on it. It's still there. We're going to get rid of chicken and go to bluegill. I'm hooking these from the back, just under the dorsal fin. I'm not wrapping it around the rod. Yeah, my earbuds didn't play. So, can we hear me now? I know you can hear me because I'm close enough now. So, all 4 rods have bluegill on them or some kind of sunfish, mostly green sunfish actually. So something funny to me, Scotty can kind of laugh about this. When I took off that first piece of chicken and threw it out, it just happened to land on top of a rock that's in the water. Now I can see it and nothing is touching it. So even the bluegill didn't want chicken today. See if I've got a knife with me. The skin on that little worm is not soft. Okay, Bubba. So as I said, everybody's using green sunfish right now. Got one little one in reserve just like in case I need it. I've got 3 small little sunfish that may all be green. And then one that's really too big for this area. But, oh well. All live, and we're going to see what we get. Right. So the fish count is 1 crappie. 1 crappie. 6 bluegill, although they will count. Yeah, the dag blasted dogs. Stephen Curtis, how you doing? Oh, there's a rut around. Hey, Catfishing Dreams. Lance Vandercliff, good to see you. Hey, Clyde, let's have a cup of coffee. I think that's everybody, but if I miss somebody, I'm sure y'all will let me know. I do want to say hi to each and every one of you that can come in and behave like a, well, at least as well as I do. I don't ask for much. And what happened was I was sitting here, and along the grass goes this little worm. Well, you know, it was funny because when the rod was going down, I was like, well, is it there? But then my float came all the way to the top. And those of you who use Carolina rigs, you know how that is. If you don't have enough pressure on, if you don't reel it in some to keep that weight or to float down towards the bottom, it will come to the surface. Jackwagon? That does sound like me, Rudd, but geez, that's not very nice. Hey, Juzo. And the crappie we caught was actually quite decent. He was keeper by any stretch of the imagination. I did say Rudd. I said Rudd or Uncle Rudd, one of you. I'm sorry. Single guy who can't get a woman but has a boat that is unstable and kind of cheap, low end. Is that better, Uncle Rudd? I will say your name, Uncle Rudd. Uncle Rudd, Uncle Rudd. Oh, baby, Uncle Rudd. Oh, God, Uncle Rudd. Oh, God, Uncle Rudd. Can you have mod? I'm going to give you a mod in a minute. So I was real happy about that crappie. It was a nice crappie. I mean, you know, another 4 or 5 of his friends would be a good little fish fry. Yeah, I mean, these bluegills are, most of them are about 2 inches long. Or, you know, if you're a guy, 6 inches. Wait, I'm frozen. Now I remind you of your grandpa, you evil. All right. I do believe my phone is mad at me. So I'm going to hold the fan up to that, so that's what the noise is. Let me try switching over cameras again. So the back camera works. Front camera is back to being operational. Good. So it was just a little warm. I've got the fan aimed up at it a little bit. That should make it happy. Yeah, it just got hot. My camera got warm. It looked at me and said, "Ooh, I want to be hot too." I did say Uncle Rudd. I know I did many times. Let's see. And I look like somebody's grandpa. You have a sexy grandpa is all I can tell you, buddy. You should be happy to have such a good-looking grandpa. 47 thumbs up, 23 people, 31 people, so apparently some people came back. What you catching? Well, Elijah, the idea is catfish. We did catch some crappie and caught some bluegill that I'm using as bait. I got 3 that are in at about 2 inches long, or 6 inches if you're a guy. And I got one that's, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 inches long. He's too big to be using as live bait hole, but maybe there's something big enough that can digest him. I was fishing originally with hot dogs and chicken, And got no love out of either one of those. Had one hit, but nothing that turned into anything. I shouldn't have been surprised to catch that crappie, to be honest with you, because like I say, I'm down more towards the shallower end than the deep end. At least that's what I think. So this pond is going to have, I know it's got some koi that were released, a couple of them at least. It's got bluegill, various sunfish, bass, white and black crappie, channel catfish, turtles, water snakes, largemouth bass. I didn't say that already. What am I fishing for? I'm fishing for catfish. I have caught a crappie. So, you know, one of those things where you take what you get and you're happy for it. Oh, if anyone wants to know where I'm outside of Memphis in a suburb that is called Bartlett. And this is Appling Lake. It's one of the local parks. English, please, Juzo. I eat Mexican food, but I can't speak it. Which I realize Mexican is not a language, Spanish is, but we're not going to go there. Just accept I'm an idiot gringo and be done with it. Hey, Tiki. Yeah, I've caught some. They stock rainbow trout in a few of these lakes during the winter. They can't survive the summer. It's too hot here. But, okay, Juzo, you're out of here. I'm going to tell you why you're out of here. This whole gay crap has got to fucking go. End of story. I'm not putting up with that shit. If gay is the worst insult you could come up with, go back, crawl under your mama's skirt until you can figure out how to be a good troll, because I'm a hell of a lot better troll than you will ever be, and we ain't doing that shit ever. See ya, mofo. So, in case y'all want to know where I stand on that, now you know. This ain't Call of Duty and we ain't 9. Oh, what line do I use, Flanko? That's a good question, my friend. So, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel, and that'll go into the line. And you wouldn't know it from the equipment sitting behind me when I tell you this. I am a budget fisherman. I want to help people find good equipment, budget price. If I find a good sale that goes on my channel, you'll see one from yesterday that was on some Fluger President reels for less than half price. If you go check that out, it was video posted yesterday at Walmart. $30 reels, $50 combos. So the line I use big game, Trilene, Berkeley big game for my leaders and sometimes for my main line. I use clear for the leaders. I try to use a high vis for my main line. And the main line is, so you have everything on your reel, right? You go down to a swivel, and then you go to your leader, right? And that typically your leader is going to be heavier than your main line, or in some cases lighter. Like if you're trout fishing, you may have a stronger main line, and that last foot may be a 4-pound test instead of 8-pound test, right? But for the most part, it's going to be a heavier line. I tend to use 30-pound mono or 20-pound braid, but that of course adjusts based on fishing, right? The leaders on these are 40-pound. Yes, it's a small park lake where if I caught anything 10 pounds, I'd be shocked, but that's also not the point. These are also what I use on the Mississippi River or anywhere else I go These are my cat fishing rigs, so that's why they're that way. My biggest catfish is about 23-pound blue cat out of Lake Lavon in Texas. So my budget girlfriends, Rudd, there's no such things. Be done with it. You need to find you a rich woman and just live off of her. All I can tell you, brother. So I use Suffix is another brand of line I use. Suffix Superior, I think it is. So when I buy line, and it's okay to buy line in a small spool to find out what you want, but I tend to buy the 1-pound spools. And that's going to give you 1,500 to 3,000 yards of line, depending on how thick the line is, right? Um, and it's inexpensive. It's about 30 bucks for a pound. Um, I'm not sure. Berkeley Big Game's not much different, I don't think. You can go better. You can get nicer lines like Andy Monster, which is going to be, I think, like more like 50 plus per pound. It's pound spool, right? Um, Let me think of some other. Bass Pro Excel line is actually a pretty decent line. It's actually very decent line. Um, you can get it in medium-sized spools. I don't know if you can get the big stuff. Their offshore angle, that's also at Bass Pro. That blasted dog. Um, it's going to be more. It has more memory, I think. I feel it does. Um, I would stay away from Omniflex from Walmart. Zebco Omniflex. I would stay away from. I don't know if Ozark Trail makes a line, but I'd probably stay away from that too. It's too easy to get something like Berkeley Big Game. Now again, that's for catfishing, right? I wouldn't use Berkeley Big Game for bass fishing. I would use something more like that Suffix line that I talked about. I'd use the Excel line from Bass Pro Shops. And if you like pan fishing, here's my tip of the year for you. I use 4 pound either Mr. Crappie or Crappie Max, uh, which is sold at Bass Pro. It's a private label brand of theirs. The Crappie Max I like because it's high vis orange, high vis yellow, and then there's a clear section as well. Um, but it may be rated for 4 pounds, but you ain't breaking that for 4 pounds ever. So Chuck, no, I'm fishing for catfish, and I'll explain that to you, right? So catfish, you know, if you fish in a pond like a little lake like I am, where you might catch a 5 pounder if you're lucky, because it's a stocked pond, right? And more fish come out of here than the lake can sustain. That's fine. We stock it once a year. Um, then no, I don't need this equipment. But this is a catfish. This is my catfish setup, right? This is the catfish rods that I use whether I'm on the Mississippi River hunting things that are as big as a child, or whether I'm, fishing here. The catfish are not line shy. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter how thick the line is. They really don't care. They're honed in on the bait. They don't care. Trout, they care, right? And these are medium heavy rods. I do have some medium action or medium power rods that might actually be better suited, but they're currently not rigged up, and these are. So that's why they're out here. Um, could I use? I mean, could I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to interview myself with could I and yes and yes and sure. I could use 15-pound mono and have the same results, literally the same results, and that's the reason that I haven't bothered downsizing, because I'm not going to get different results. Hook size I will downsize. I'm using 3-4-aught hooks. Um, I mean, that crappie earlier had no problem with that hook. The catfish in here will have no problem with that hook. He even caught a bluegill on one of them. That was pushing it, trust me. Um, and these are S-class rods, right? They're not graphite, so they are thicker, yes. So I hope that I hope I answered that in an informative way, Chuck. Um, it could have just been a prick and gone, oh, well, because my ass I'll use what I want, but I didn't want to do that. Um, you know, the Mississippi River down here in Memphis flows at about 6 miles an hour, and that doesn't sound fast until you're in it. So you get where you want to be in the boat, and by the time you turn the motor off and get up to the bow to drop the anchor, you ain't nowhere near where you just started. The average adult walks at about a 3-mile-an-hour pace, so twice walking speed is how fast that river moves, and that, again, doesn't sound that fast until you're in it. Lloydies, we had some rain earlier. We're at 50% chance rain right now, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen right now. So it's probably low 80s right now. So I'm happy with what I got. Let me check this other phone real quick. I don't even know if I turned it back on. I do. Oh, maybe actually. I've got two phones going right now, and I changed the SIM so that I could use the one that's got data left on it. It says I have two unread messages, but I don't know what they are. So it don't matter. Yeah, this other phone. This other phone is a One Plus. I hate these things. Well, first off, the camera, it does it auto white balance, so if I move in or out, it changes the screen color, amount of brightness and stuff. I hate it. And of course, it overheated. Piney Creek Productions. What bait am I using? Well, I started off with chicken breast and some hot dogs, two of each, and that didn't go so well. So a little worm literally crawled by my feet, and I picked him up, a night crawler, and put him on my bait rod, and I've been catching some little sunfish. And so all of them have sunfish on them. Three have, I don't know, 2 inches on them, and the other one's got a 4 or 5 incher on it, which is really too big. But oh well. And on the sunfish, I did catch one crappie. The rigs I'm using are Santee Cooper rigs. They're similar to the saltwater calls them knocker rigs. Freshwater we call them Carolina rigs. Basically, you've got the weight goes down to a swivel, and then you've got a leader. But on that leader is a peg float, and what that does is it helps lift the bait up off the bottom. So you got the leader, the swivel. Then towards the end of the leader, you've got the peg float, and then you've got the hook with the bait on it. So it lifts that bait up off the bottom, which is also a really good thing to do if you're got a lot of grass or snot moss and stuff on the bottom. That way you can get it a little bit above the grass, out of the, to where the fish can see it. I don't use bread because I don't think bread is really that great of a bait. If you take bread and you mush it up and all that into a dough ball, it does break apart. It does, it does kind of self-chum, but it's never been a top producing bait for me at all. I don't use chicken liver because I used that as a kid and I had really good success with it. But especially in rivers, I've had no luck with it. And chicken liver is just nasty. I ain't gonna lie, it's nasty. I mean, you think about what these fish eat day in and day out, right? Because there are ducks here, then yes, there is going to be some bread. But mostly they're going to be eating whatever's in here. Whether it be, crawdads, whether it's going to be worms that go the wrong direction and find themselves in a bad spot, or bluegill, or remnants of something that has been partially eaten by something else, or that died, or whatever. In creeks, unfortunately, there aren't any good creeks around here that I have access to that are easy to get into, that are deep enough to have to worry about catfish, right? But in creeks, I would still be looking at bluegill, whether it be whole or cut, live or dead. Shrimp is always a good, even though none of these fish have ever seen shrimp since, saltwater or just freshwater, but shrimp seems to work fine. I mean, the number one bait that I could recommend to anybody who's just starting out, worms. Worms. Everything eats worms. Carp eat worms, bass eat worms, crappie eat worms, catfish eat worms. Everything eats worms. So if you want to catch anything that's out there, worms is a pretty good start. If you're so current is where you have both pros and cons, right? Current, water moving. So Danny King's punch bait, I used that a lot when I was in my younger days. And what it is, you use a plain treble hook, not one with a spring on it. You just push it down in there and you move it around and you pull it out. And it's thick enough that it kind of stays on the hook. But you get that in moving water, it's going to wash right off, right? Um, but something like chicken livers that has blood in it, that the scent trail, that's helpful if the water's slow moving, because as you are well aware, chicken liver doesn't stay on the hook worth of crap either. You can use bait thread. You look up on Amazon like magic thread. It's a thin elastic thread used for tying, wrapping around your bait on the hook. You wrap it around 10 or 12 times and then just pull and tear it off. You can use gauze and put it in there, or old pantyhose to help keep it on the hook better. But in the end, it's still nasty. Bloody salmonella. Not a fan. An SUV pulled up, so I'm going to look. It could be Ashley. It may be somebody else who's going, who's this freak looking at me? We'll find out. It is a hottie, and it's Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Ashley says, hey, everybody. Yeah, I don't have my earbuds didn't work today for whatever reason, so when I step away from the camera, they can't hear me. I got bluegill and everything. I caught one crappie so far. I don't have an extra chair in my car. Do you have? Oh, there you are. Well, come sit with us and tell us all about how your day has been.
Well, we ran a half marathon today.
They ran a half marathon. It's like a whole marathon, but not quite as long.
Yeah, about half as long now.
The blue rod, that is Ashley's rod. I bring it with me just in hopes that she will come out and visit. Because she's a hottie. She's a cootie. Oh, yes, absolutely. Let's see. So, Jay Fishing Outdoors at the Eat Small Clams, or mussels, or anything like that. Chicken breast can actually, a small enough piece that it looks like that can actually work. Little Vic, let's not get into politicky stuff. There's no reason to discuss changing genders and stuff. I think every kid should learn how to change his flat tire, though. They realize things are different than when I was a kid, when, you always left with a quarter in your pocket so you could use a pay phone. Those are phones that are publicly accessible to put coins in.
And they were like mounted on walls.
They were mounted on walls and stuff. So, with cell phone generation, it's a little different. You either want to sit sideways.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to sit back there.
But do not have your back to the pond. Don't ask me how I know. There's kind of a flat spot here, sort of.
Okay.
As flat as it's going to get.
Yeah, and right here it's kind of flat.
Yeah.
It's kind of thinking about stealing your fan because it's been hot all day. Well, it rained for like the first hour of it.
There you go. You're welcome, gorgeous. Yeah, maggots, you can also use wax worms, are another bait that people like to use. Maggots are one of those things that's like, thank you, no. I don't know what wax worm is a larvae of, but maggots. Although when I was a kid, sorry, I'm going to go back to farm stories for a minute. One of the things I did other than fish all the time was we had a rotten stump. And you would see ants and termites fight. And it was mesmerizing. When you're a kid and you got nowhere to go and nothing to do, town 7 miles away, there you go. You sit and you watch ants and maggots fight. Not maggots, termites.
Well, that's what we need to tell my kids to do.
There you go. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had any more action, because that crappie came kind of quick. It was a nice crappie too.
You got a big spot. I almost didn't see you. I don't know if you were still out here.
Yeah, that's why I parked my car where you. Yeah. I'm glad you came out. I had to change the Sims around because that phone sucks. I hate that phone. Start overheated like within the first 10 minutes, and then it keeps wanting to auto adjust the white balance, and you can't turn it off. Yeah, I mean, it was fun to watch. Fun. It was entertaining. Felt that to watch the ants and the termites fight. But really, you hope neither one wins. They all kill each other. It's kind of like gangbangers and gang wars. Like, let them all. They can all kill each other as long as they don't kill anybody else. Sorry. Now I got political or something like that. We got lots of ducks here. We showed the ducks a few times.
There's usually good turtles here.
Yeah, well, I try to stay with turtles. Had a little snake come up and stick his head up on one of those rocks earlier. It's a water snake, don't worry.
One of the ones that Flynn took my shoes off.
Let's see. We got 30 people in here and 51 thumbs up. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see. Ooh, it's already 5:30. I don't know. Yeah, we gotta get home and I gotta take a shower. We can go out dancing tonight, and then I gotta finish packing for the trip to Toronto tomorrow. Get all my crap together. So when did I start fishing? We moved to a farm when I was 3 years old, and it had a little pond on it. So probably around 3 years old. Bullheads are great live bait for catfish. I haven't caught a bullhead in a very long time, but especially the smaller bullheads that because they don't get that big down here. Sorry, I thought I heard a little ringy dingy. Not much you want to know. Let's look at the rod. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I grew up on a farm. My dad he had an open face reel, spinning reel, and a Zebco 202. I can't tell you how many Zebco 202s I wore out growing up. I couldn't tell you how many times I brought my mother a load of bluegill to clean. As I go out there, I put them in a 5-gallon bucket, come on and go, hey Mom, look what I got you. And she'd cook them up. I usually clean them though. Hey, little Vic. Yeah. I mean, fishing is there's the sporting side of it, but there's also, you can feed your family doing it. And the kind of fishing I do now, I used to do bass fishing and all that kind of stuff, but doing this catfishing, I can sit here and I can talk to a bunch of friends and people I don't know and sit here and wait for something to happen. And to be honest with you, it's just enjoyable. Met some really good friends in the catfishing community. And, I've got some really good mods here. There's a whole bunch of channels in here that are very much worth subscribing to. You got Fun Fishing Adventures. You've got Rod's Fishing Adventures 351 Cleveland. He does a lot of crappie fishing. Want to Be Outdoors does crappie and catfish. Most of us are going to do catfish and panfish of some sort. Oh, I do love Diana. She's a very nice lady. Good to see you, Lloydies. Good to see you. Lloydies is the LJFUK. He's out of the UK. He fishes over there. So if you're in different time zones and want to see some good fishing over in the UK, Lloydies is a good place to go. You got Burrito Catfishing Lady. You got Jack Cindy. If you're under 18, please don't go to Catfish Cindy's. Not that it's bad, but I don't think it's appropriate for under 18. It's not like nasty, but we do get a little jokey in there, a little adult humor. Funniest fishing story I have, Lord. There could be the rolling over in the kayak story. There could be the time that I had a buddy in my boat and we're trying to take off and my boat won't plane for nothing. I can't figure it out until I realize I'm dragging my anchor. Um, there's a time that me and Buddy were in a boat. We were just fishing down, like just dropping down beside the boat. And I did a bill down soak set and up came flying a catfish about yay long. And we were both ducking, praying we can get spined by that thing when he came back down. The orange next to blue rod got a few hits. Well, so they're all live bait, so it doesn't surprise me if they moved a little bit. I do have bells on them, and I'm using circle hooks. So for those of you unfamiliar, a circle hook, instead of just being like the standard J hook, the end of it points inward a little bit. And so what happens is the fish can literally, they can swallow the whole bait, right? And then when it comes out, because the point is turned inward, it usually will come out. And as they're swimming away, it comes out and it catches the side of their mouth. And then, so you usually will hook them in the corner of the mouth. It's good for conservation. But it's also good for, when you're fishing like this on a tight line, they get a hold of it, they try to swim off, and the hook sets itself. So, when it comes down to being a lazy fisherman, it's harder to be lazier than this. God knows I've tried. I'm going to go check my baits real quick and see if I'm fishing on credit anywhere. So one of them was fishing on credit. Yes, I am frozen again. that did not work out well. For some reason my front camera is frozen. I think it's probably a temperature thing. So I hope you got a good view of it. I'm going to throw the fan up close to the camera again. For those curious about what well, you didn't see it. So I was checking baits. One of them was fishing on credit, didn't have anything on that one. And so I put a new bait on it. The other three, one of them I could feel the live fish still on it, so I left it alone. And then the other two I reeled in until I could see the bait and then just let it drop where it was. So they're fishing a little closer than they were. Let's see if I can switch again. There we go. Sorry about that. Hey, Kelsey, sorry about that. My front camera, apparently my phone got too hot and it was complaining, or it didn't complain, it just froze. That's why we went the other way, that's all we could see. So I did change baits, or check the baits. One of them didn't have one, so I put the last bluegill on it. We're going to be out here for another, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I got 26 folks in here. Appreciate each and every one of you. 53 thumbs up. If you do like the content, I do a mixture of shorts, lives, and recorded videos, product reviews, as well as any good sales I find. So if you would like to subscribe, I would appreciate it. Turn on the notification bell. You'll know when I go live or when I post a new video. And all that. Hey, Kelsey, thank you, man. Or I don't know if male or female, but thank you, Kelsey person. I apologize. Thanks for letting me know that it had gone frozen. I don't know how I didn't notice it, so I was standing here looking at myself not moving. I think I was looking at the rods. Trying to read the chat. And as far as format, sometimes I go live in this vertical format, which puts it in the shorts feed, which people can scroll through easily and see. Other times I'll use the wide format, just so you can see more of what's going on. But I got 4 rods out there. You can see all 4 of them. You can see my bright smiling face. That's all you can ask for, right? It is a gorgeous day out here.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be stormy.
Yeah, it's been at least 50% chance of rain all day. It did rain this morning some.
Yes, yeah.
It rained while Ashley was out on her run. She likes to run from things that aren't chasing her. I don't know. She hadn't run from me, which I can't figure out. Let me check and see if the chat is frozen now. Doesn't look frozen, just looks like nobody's talking, which can happen. Oh, there we go. Dawson, I don't really, I mean, Fishing the Mid-South is on Facebook, but I don't actually use it. I also have a TikTok, but I don't use it either. I tend to stay on here for right now. Hey, RB Fishing. Well, we're watching 4 flagpoles, also known as catfish rods, not do anything. We caught one, a good crappie earlier. That's it. I don't tend to fish for bass. I do fish for panfish, bluegill and crappie, and bass are easily a bycatch of that. I did used to fish for bass exclusively, and talk about a good way to spend a whole lot of money. Cran, I am fishing for catfish. I haven't caught any today. We did catch crappie. Caught some bluegill for bait, but no catfish. And this is it's a park pond, and the last few times I've been more in a deeper area, so I tried to go a little shallow. I'm trying to find the fish, to be honest with you.
It rained all morning.
So I thought that, if I tried down here where more of the sunfish hang out, that maybe they're down here looking for some dinner. Doesn't seem to be the case. Catch and release. channels is what we have here. This lake is not big enough to support blues or flatheads. I mean, you get one big flathead in here, you clean the place out pretty quick. It's bad enough when you get crappie in a lake this small, because those things are prolific breeders. Flatheads are not prolific breeders, they just eat a lot. And this is stocked once a year for the catfish rodeo, kids fishing rodeo with catfish, and that was a couple months ago. So I know there's catfish in here, um, but where they're all hanging out is not something I know at this point. And it's just a park lake. It's the largest park lake in Bartlett that's owned by the city, but it's still not that big.
Like 3/4 of a mile to run around it.
3/4 of a mile around the perimeter. So, yeah, there you go. We've got about 15 minutes left in the live stream, then we're going to go get some dinner and go out and dance tonight. Listen to some 80s rock.
Ooh, big wigs. They'll be wearing big wigs.
They will definitely be wearing their hairband and big wigs. Take care, ATF. Cam, we're fishing right now with live sunfish, or dead sunfish as the case may be. They started off live. I am not a good dancer, Kelsey, but what I will tell you, hey Presley, and again, I don't know your gender, and I don't care. If I could go back and tell my younger self anything, it would be learn to dance. And you don't even have to be good at it. You go out, and we like to go see live bands, and you will see anywhere between 0 to 40 women out on the dance floor, and anywhere from 0 to 4 guys, unless it's a slow song. If it's a slow song where we can snuggle and rock back and forth, then the guys will sometimes, we usually get out there more. But for the most part, just a way to meet people. Before I was dating Ashley, I'd go out by myself and just go out there and dance, and I would have various ladies come up and just dance with me. And most of the ladies that are there would love to dance, or at least be asked, and don't be afraid for somebody to say no. That was the hardest thing I learned. It took me 50 years of my life before I was okay with hearing the word no. Before, hey, would you like to go dance? No. Oh, like it was a personal affront. And I was like, I don't care. Actually, when I met Ashley, she was sitting up at the bar having a drink, and I went out to pay my tab or something. I made an excuse to go up there, and she was by herself, and I just kind of went up there and I struck up a conversation. And the whole goal, honestly, was to get shot down and just kind of giggle about it. But I didn't. We've been together for 17 months now. All because I said, hey, what you doing? Confidence is key. And I've been told that all my life, confidence is key. And you know where confidence comes from? Not caring if she says no. I mean, it was like a game to me, a badge of honor. Get lost. Cool. Just, okay, fine. But when you're not afraid for somebody to tell you to get lost, it's freeing. You're not invested. You're like, hey, how are you doing? They're like, pound sand. You're like, okay, let me go find some sand. See you later. And then if they start talking to you, you talk to them. You find out that they're normal. Not as normal as many people would think. You find out they're a lot of weirdos. You just find out, you just start talking to them. Strangely enough, like they're human beings. Not cat calls, not, ooh, look at that, your earlobes are so pretty. Yes, I'll use something different there, but you get the idea. Just treat them like they're, I don't know, strangely enough, human beings. You might make a friend, you might not make a friend, you might find a date, you might not find a date. But the more you talk to people, the easier it gets. Dawson, that's kind of the problem here. What are we having for dinner, Rod? I don't know yet. We'll get there when we get there. May go Mexican, or maybe we may eat at the music place. I don't know. Oh, nope, she's saying Mexican. We're going to Mexican. She needs that soup. She loves that chicken soup. So that's kind of the problem. So here in Bartlett, we are the closest. We border the city of Memphis. The city of Memphis city parks do not allow fishing. That's right. You heard that right. They don't allow fishing. Maroons. So they have these city parks with ponds, and you can't fish them. So people that want to fish will come from areas around here to come fish in our ponds because you can. And some of these people keep fish. So it's kind of like if all of the city parks allowed it, it wouldn't be so bad, because all those city parks that aren't being fished, that aren't having fish taken out of them, people wouldn't have to travel to go fishing so that they could catch fish to keep, or even just to catch fish, right?
Well, it's been pretty dry too this summer. I've heard that the Parsons is way down, and it's like difficult to bank fish there right now because it's so far down.
Well, and Memphis specifically has a shortage of places to fish. We've got the Mississippi River. Of course, the 20 miles of it that are around Memphis have a consumption advisory. The Wolf River also has a consumption advisory. But like in Texas, there were a lot of water impoundments. That's where the drinking water came from. Here, the drinking water comes from the sand aquifer, which is just, we'll call it well water, but it's huge, and the sand filters the water and all this kind of stuff. It's natural filtration from water deep in the ground. I don't know what the reason for not allowing fishing is, Rod. I truly don't. And Cam, you're right. Fear of rejection, man. It's soul crushing. It truly is. I mean, I can't tell you how many opportunities I've missed in my life because you miss all the shots you don't take, right? And just putting yourself out there. I went to this one place. I go there to listen to the bands, but I sat at this one table in the back, and I went there after my last long-term girlfriend and I broke up. I went there 2 or 3 times a week, sat at the same table, drank tea. I've been going there at least 3 months. Well, a couple of guys were trying to decide who wanted to hit the other one first, and I'm a big guy, and the bouncer was not where he should have been, or not where he could see what was going on. He was in the back or doing something else, right? So I kind of got between them, and I'm not a fighter. I'm a peacekeeper. So just try to get between them and try to calm things down. And then the bouncer guy showed up, and he kind of took it from there. But I had 2 people come up to me that night. One of them that was sitting at the table in front of me that didn't even know I existed. A lady and a guy. And the lady she wasn't single, but that's not part of the problem, the part of the discussion. They both said, "Hey, that was really cool. I don't think I've seen you here before." Like I sat at that table back there. The people that worked there knew I existed, but that was it. Because I literally stuck to myself. I sat by myself. I drank my tea and I watched the bands. I didn't dance back then. And one of them, the lady, she's a very social butterfly, and she walked me around and just started introducing me to people. And that's what got me out of my shell that I had been in for 50 years of my life. Rod says, "Hey, Ashley."
Hey, Rod.
Oh, the other Ashley. My bad, Ashley. Hi, Ashley Brady.
Hi, Ashley.
So my Ashley says hi to both of you. There you go. But you know, just getting that confidence. And the guy that night that introduced himself, we became each other's wingman. And it's the funniest in the bar story. He was sitting next to this young blonde at the bar, and one of my goofy things to do is go up to a lady that he's hanging around or near that I think's cute, and go, "Hi, I'm Mike. What's your name?" And she let me, "Hey, have you met my friend?" Oops, we froze again. Hey, and now we're back. You go, "Hey, have you met my friend?" And this particular night, he was sitting next to this blonde. I didn't see her from front. I just saw her sitting there next to him, and being me, I just went up and like, "Hey, I'm Mike. What's your name?" And Mark turned to me and he said, "That's my daughter." It's like, well, then I guess I won't finish this spiel. He's like, "No, I don't." So we laugh about the time I tried to fix him up with his own daughter. Yeah, but you know, I'm not single, so I'm not looking to meet anybody. But it is kind of funny. Ashley and I will often be the first people to go out and dance. And even though the dance floor is large enough, people will come and dance right next to us. We give off some kind of weird energy, apparently. And I've had bands even say something about it, like, "I love it when you guys are here. You bring this energy." Pretty bad when a fat guy brings energy. Oh my God, talking about fat guys with energy. How you doing, John Parker? I do believe my nose is getting red. Oh well. John Parker, I can't fish worth a lick. I only caught one crappie today when I was catfishing. I mean, I caught some bluegill for bait, but do they count? Of course not. We got just a few more minutes and we're going to have to wrap this up because I got to go home and take a shower so I don't smell like fish. And then we're going to go out and get some dinner and head out and go watch an 80s hair band tonight. Still got 20 people hanging around, 55 thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do try to go live when I can. I also, like I say, I post videos. Some of it's equipment reviews, some of it's new stuff I've found, some of it's stuff I find on sale, some of it's fishing videos, long form fishing videos that I've edited, a little bit of anything, usually related to fishing, and then some duck shorts and stuff like that. If you like that kind of stuff, there is a short on my channel, both of me falling out of a kayak and literally falling out of this chair at this very park. John Parker, apparently you got bit by a whole bunch of bees in a whole bunch of places, except the one. Sorry, Miss Dana. Um, so please like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you, Dawson. I appreciate you. Thanks everybody for joining. We'll start reeling stuff in. Talk amongst yourselves. Tell each other how pretty I am. Okay, lie to each other. I don't care.
heard anything. So. No. I haven't made it that far down. Like, I got up this morning, I was like, oh, I gotta get running. I got a 3-hour run today. I don't really want a 3-hour run. I got, and it took a long time to get motivated because it was super rainy for so long here. I don't know how the weather's been for you, but... Yeah. So it was rainy all morning.
Well,
Okay.
folks, that's going to do it for us. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you guys next time.